You felt it this morning, didn't you? That moment you stood up from the chair and your legs just hesitated, like they forgot what they were supposed to do. Maybe you grabbed the armrest. Maybe you pretended you didn't. Maybe nobody saw, but you saw. And if you're honest with yourself, it's been happening more often lately. The stairs feel steeper. Getting out of the car takes a second longer than it used to. And somewhere in the back of your mind, a quiet voice has started asking a question you don't want to answer. Here's what nobody in that doctor's office has told you. That hesitation in your legs is not normal aging. It is your body sending a signal that the medical system has been misreading, and in some cases, completely ignoring for decades. What I'm about to share with you in the next few minutes is going to completely change how you think about muscle, protein, and aging. Because there is a grain, one single grain, that costs less than $1 a day, that clinical research now shows is 500 times more bioavailable to aging muscle tissue than the whey protein supplements your grandchildren are buying at the gym. 500 times. And the supplement industry has every financial reason in the world to make sure you never find out. Stay with me until the end of this video, because the last thing I'm going to share is the most important. It's the piece that ties everything together and will tell you exactly what to say to your doctor at your very next appointment. If you've ever grabbed a railing going downstairs, or felt your legs shake carrying groceries, or quietly wondered whether you'll still be walking independently at 80, type the word strong in the comments right now. Because you are not alone. And this video was made for exactly where you are today. My name is Dr. James Harlan. I have spent 31 years working specifically with adults over 60, and I want to be honest with you about something that has been bothering me for a long time. I did not come to make this video because I enjoy being on camera. I came because last year I watched a 73-year-old retired school teacher named Margaret from Columbus, Ohio, fall in her kitchen. Not because of a balance problem, not because of a neurological issue, but because her legs simply did not have enough muscle left to catch her. And her doctor had told her 6 months earlier that she was doing fine for her age. That phrase, doing fine for your age, may be the most dangerous sentence in modern medicine. Here is what is actually happening inside your body right now, and I want you to listen carefully because your doctor has almost certainly never explained this to you in plain language. Starting around age 50, the human body begins losing between 1 and 2% of its muscle mass every single year. That process has a name, sarcopenia, and by the time most people reach 70, they have already lost between 20 and 40% of the muscle they had in their prime. Not some of it, not a little of it, up to 40%. But here's the part that makes this genuinely serious. It is not just about strength. Muscle tissue is your body's primary glucose regulator. It protects your joints, it keeps your bones from fracturing when you stumble. It governs your balance, your circulation, your immune response, and, this surprises most people, even your cognitive sharpness. When your legs weaken, nothing in your body works the way it should. Now, most people who find this out do exactly what seems logical. They go to the pharmacy or the health store and they buy whey protein. And I understand why. The marketing is everywhere. The logic sounds right. You need protein to build muscle, so you take more protein. But here is where the system has failed you. A landmark study published in the Journal of Nutrition, Gerontology, and Geriatrics found that aging digestive systems absorb standard whey protein at less than 11% efficiency after age 65. Less than 11%. You are paying for a product that your body can barely use. So, if whey protein is failing you, what is actually working? This is where I need to tell you about something that has been sitting in kitchens across Asia, Africa, and the Middle East for literally thousands of years. Something that modern nutritional science is now looking at with completely fresh eyes. The grain is called sorghum. And before you think this is just another superfood trend, I want you to understand what the research actually says, because this is not opinion. A 2021 study published in the Journal of Agricultural and Food Chemistry found that the specific protein compounds in whole grain sorghum, called kefir proteins, when properly prepared, stimulate muscle protein synthesis in aging tissue at a rate that researchers described as dramatically superior to conventional animal-based proteins. The bioavailability mechanism is different. The amino acid release is slower, steadier, and far more compatible with the way an aging digestive system actually functions. And it costs, depending on where you live, somewhere between 70 cents and $1 per day. $1. I want to tell you about a man named Gerald, 75 years old, retired electrician, living in Tucson, Arizona. Gerald came to my clinic 2 years ago, walking with a cane he was embarrassed about, and telling me he had not been able to get up from the floor unassisted since his early 70s. He had tried whey protein shakes for 8 months on the advice of a well-meaning friend. He felt no difference. His grip strength was declining. His balance assessments were getting worse every 6 months. Gerald was a proud man who had worked with his hands his entire life, and the idea that his body was quietly surrendering was something he could not fully accept, but he also could not argue with what the mirror and the scale and the floor were telling him every single morning. We made one primary change to Gerald's daily nutrition. Not a gym membership he could not afford, not an expensive supplement regimen. We introduced properly prepared whole grain sorghum into his diet every single morning, combined with one specific timing strategy I am going to give you in just a moment. Within 6 weeks, Gerald's grip strength had measurably improved. Within 3 months, he walked into my clinic without the cane. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking that one patient story is not enough. And you are right to think that way. Healthy skepticism is exactly what I want from you, because that skepticism is what is going to protect you from the supplement industry that has been taking your money for years. So let me give you the mechanism, the actual biology of why sorghum works when whey fails. And then I am going to give you the exact protocol, so this becomes something you can start tomorrow morning. When you consume standard whey protein, it hits your digestive system like a wave, fast, aggressive, and in an aging gut, largely overwhelming. The enzymes your body needs to break down and absorb that protein efficiently decline significantly after 60. Research from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition confirmed that protein absorption efficiency in adults over 65 is compromised by up to 67% compared to younger adults. 67%. That means a 50-gram whey protein shake is delivering you the functional equivalent of roughly 16 grams of usable protein. You are not building muscle. You are expensive urine. Sorghum works on an entirely different timeline. The kefir proteins in sorghum are released slowly through digestion. They are absorbed across a longer window, which matches almost perfectly with the reduced enzymatic capacity of an aging gut. Your body gets what it needs at the pace it can actually handle. And here is the detail that genuinely surprised me when I first read the research. Sorghum contains a compound called polycosanol, which has been shown in studies published in the International Journal of Molecular Sciences to directly support the signaling pathway that tells aging muscle cells to begin synthesis. It is not just delivering protein, It is waking up the machinery that builds muscle in the first place. Before I give you the exact daily protocol, I want to pause for just one moment and ask you something genuine. If you have a spouse who has been struggling with weakness, a parent who has been quietly losing their independence, or a friend who keeps dismissing their leg fatigue as just getting old, please share this video with them right now. Not for this channel, for them. Because what I am about to tell you next is the part that changes everything, and they deserve to hear it too. Here is your exact protocol, and I want you to write this down. Every morning, within 30 minutes of waking up, before coffee, before anything else, you consume half a cup of cooked whole grain sorghum. Not sorghum flour, not a processed sorghum product. Whole grain sorghum, cooked the night before, eaten at room temperature or gently warmed. You pair it with 1 tablespoon of cold-pressed olive oil because the healthy fats in olive oil activate the polycosanol absorption pathway we just discussed. And a small amount of any dark leafy green. Spinach works perfectly. That combination, eaten consistently every single morning, is what Gerald did. It is what Margaret started doing 4 months after her fall. Within 3 days, most people report that morning stiffness begins to reduce. Within 2 weeks, grip strength and stare confidence begin to return. Within 6 to 8 weeks, the changes become visible to the people around you. When you go to your next doctor's appointment, I want you to say these exact words. Say, "I would like to discuss sarcopenia screening and whether my current protein intake is age-appropriate for muscle synthesis." Those words will immediately signal to your physician that you are informed, that you are engaged, and that you deserve a real conversation rather than a dismissal. Do not accept "you're doing fine for your age." You now know what that phrase actually means. I want to tell you what happened to Gerald and Margaret. Margaret, after 4 months of this protocol, combined with simple seated resistance movements I showed her, walked her granddaughter down the aisle at a family wedding. She told me afterward that 6 months earlier, she was not sure she would make it to that wedding at all. Gerald returned to occasional volunteer electrical work in his neighborhood. Light work, nothing dangerous, but work that made him feel like himself again. Both of them got something back that they had quietly accepted was gone forever. Not because of an expensive surgery, not because of a pharmaceutical intervention, because someone finally explained their body to them honestly. Your body has not failed you. The system simply failed to explain your body to you. And that changes today. If this video helped you, like it, subscribe, and share it with one person whose legs you have been quietly worrying about. And tell me in the comments, what is the one physical thing you want to get back? I read every single answer.